Daredevil from Marvel is in its third season on Netflix. My colleague Vladimir Duthiers sat down with some of the cast members in a pretty daring location.
I'm Daredevil.
Thank you guys so much for coming up here, coming up to this roof. This is the roof of the CBS News Broadcast Center.
Yeah, I don't spend enough time on roofs.
In fact, let's talk about that, Charlie. You spent a lot of time on roofs over the last 2 seasons. Where are we now? What's going on in Daredevil's life? What's going on in Matt Murdock's life?
You know, he's a pretty broken man, both literally, physically, and also, I think, emotionally, spiritually. And during the early episodes, through his process of convalescence, what we discover is that he's kind of got a new attitude towards life, towards himself, towards God. And what that does to him, I think, is make him more reckless than ever.
Eldon and Deborah, what kind of attitude does he have to his friends? Foggy and Karen, who have been with him from the very beginning, but that relationship has fractured over the course of 2 seasons.
We think he's dead, you know, so
right.
in many ways, we're dealing with the loss of him permanently, rather than just even emotionally as he has been before.
All the characters are sort of on their own journey. I think Foggy starts out grappling with a lot of guilt and whatnot, and starts to sort of find his own footing, and just as that happens, he sees Matt again, and you know, Matt's sort of, in order to protect his friends, wants to push them away.
I read the original incarnation of Daredevil when Frank Miller first took it over, and of course Born Again is one of my favorite graphic novels. Describe for our viewers what that series centered on and how it was instrumental in coming up with the arc for these characters.
Well, season 3 of Daredevil is an original story that takes pieces of Born Again, it takes pieces of Guardian Devil and some of the other runs. Born Again, what's great about that run, and I'm a huge fan of Frank Miller, is the psychological depth, the grittiness of it, and the fact that it takes a broken Matt Murdock and throws him into an adventure which is very captivating.
I waited all of first season to get him in the red suit, right? And then he was in the red suit and it was kick-ass, and now he's back in the original sort of outfit that he wore when he was still trying to define himself.
Well, there's 2 reasons for it. Number 1, the building fell on him at the end of Defenders and the suit is damaged. Then there's also a symbolic and a metaphorical reason for it, in that Matt is in a very dark place, and it helped us keep kind of a very gritty and grounded, realistic tone to the show. So for all of those reasons, he has kind of a new incarnation of the suit that he wore in season 1.
What was it like to put that suit back on, Charlie?
Quicker. You know, like, it was fun. It's kind of an homage to our first season, and bittersweet because I'm like you, I'm a big fan of the red suit and the iconic version of Daredevil. It also lends itself to an opportunity that we've revealed in the trailer, which is that it allows someone else to put the suit on.
That's right, and that's a reveal that blew a lot of people's minds.
Yeah.
Does he see in the villain who is portraying or pretending to be him, does he see himself as that Daredevil?
Absolutely. You literally have Daredevil fighting Daredevil. Matt Murdock, the real Matt Murdock, is fighting someone who is dressed like Daredevil. But behind the scenes and the subtext, of course, is that Matt Murdock is fighting Matt Murdock on an emotional level in every scene.
I have made many mistakes, but I accept the debt I'm paying because of them. Prison has changed me. What is it you're saying? I want to make a deal.
The Kingpin is now out of jail.
Yeah.
He's wearing like an ankle bracelet. He is obsessed with Daredevil. Give me the rationale as to why he is out to destroy you.
Well, because I think he thinks of Nelson and Murdock as the people that destroyed him. He's got beef with both Matt Murdock and Daredevil. He doesn't know that they are one and the same person, but just by the nature of him trying to act his revenge, he's going to affect both of their lives, and of course we know they are the same human.
Describe the experience of working with Vincent. There has never been, I think, in the history of comic book films, an actor who so gets it right when it comes to the role that he's playing. And I'm talking about all of them, even Nicholson as the Joker. I think that he was great, and you know, Heath Ledger was great, but I think Vincent D'Onofrio gets it, man.
Well, I mean, the guy was starring in a Stanley Kubrick movie when he was a teenager. I mean, he's had a lot of practice,
Right.
getting very, very, very good at the craft.
Right.
He's a living icon.
Is he all methody though when you guys are working with him?
No, no,
Yeah.
not at all. I mean, I'm sure he is in some ways that you don't necessarily pick up on, but no, he's fun and jokes around and is just such a delight to have on set. Yeah, he turns it on.
To me, when I look at the series, there are a lot of elements of fear, like the fear of losing people, the fear of people going on down the wrong path, and Daredevil's supposed to be the man without fear. How do you reconcile the fact that Matt Murdock is afraid of a lot of things?
The symbol of Daredevil may be the man without fear, but the man behind the mask certainly is afraid of something. Every character on the show is grappling with a fear, and that is fueling their actions, their decisions, and that goes to kind of the larger guiding principle of the season, which is that our fears drive us to behave in certain ways in the world. It causes us to vote certain ways. It causes us to interact with the people around us based on that fear. And one of the things that we were going for was the prescription for how to overcome people who use our fears against us, to divide us against one another. A narcissistic tyrant who rises to power by basically pitting people against each other.
So exciting, so much stuff to get excited about. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with us. I'm sorry it's so hot.
I don't think I've ever been on a rooftop in the daylight.
Really?